Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. I know I'm a little late to this party, but as you all know, the founder and current executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, will be stepping down from his current position. It looks like the WEF president, who used to serve as Norway's foreign minister, will take over for Schwab during this transition period. Ultimately, the WEF would like to change its governance structure by the beginning of next year, so that instead of there being an executive chairman who oversees everything, there will instead be a chairman of the board of trustees. However, there may be some infighting behind the scenes over exactly how this will all go down, because while some want to expand the governance structure to become more inclusive, you could say, reporting from Politico last year pointed to Schwab wanting to keep it all in the family as a family heirloom, meaning that he wants to appoint his two children, Nicole and Olivier, to high-ranking executive positions within the World Economic Forum. Either way, any changes need to be approved by the government of Switzerland, since Davos is where their annual meeting is located. I know some were super excited yesterday to see that Klaus Schwab would be stepping down, but any celebrations at this point would be too early. Doesn't look like Schwab, the WEF, transhumanism, stakeholder or woke capitalism, tech censorship, global governance, or any of the other bad fruits of this endeavor going anywhere anytime soon. Joining us now to discuss all this and more is Jeffrey Tucker, the president of the Brownstone Institute. Jeffrey, thanks for being here tonight.
Sure, nice to see you, Kara.
Great. So should we be careful not to celebrate Schwab stepping down prematurely?
Yeah, that was my thought. I mean, he's kind of an old man. He's a little bit of a ridiculous figure. He's kind of embarrassing. His silly costumes and everything. And you know, the way he seized on the COVID lockdowns to sell the Great Reset, it was all just a little opportunistic. And he's now been, he's hated all over the world. So his stepping down is, maybe it's a good sign, I don't know, but what I'm most impressed by is this bureaucratic struggle for control of WEF. I mean, let's hope it just falls apart in the usual way these nonprofit organizations fall apart, with internal struggles and everybody stabbing everybody else in the back and reducing it to rubble. Maybe that will be our future. I don't know. We'll see.
That would be so nice, because then they won't be able to come after us and to, get so involved in our lives and to micromanage if they're all just too busy stabbing each other in the back. But Klaus Schwab, obviously, he's got the accent, he's got the face, he plays the supervillain role really well. And so therefore, a lot of people, they just see him as, enemy number one. You get him out of the way and I guess sunshine and rainbows come back. But I mean, that's not the case, is it? Because he's just one conduit of many for these beliefs that so many global elites espouse. I think you've even read his book, so you know exactly what he proposes, what he wants to put into practice, but he's not the only one. So it's not just a person that we have to, fight against, you could say, but it's an entire ideology, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we're talking about an industrial cartel that really does want to seek to displace the old gas and internal combustion and all the old technologies that ruled the world, from the 19th century up through the 20th century, and replace them with all these, a new industrial elite, digital tech elite, and with alternative so-called renewable energy, which is a bad name, but basically breezes and sunbeams, ruling the world. And depopulating everybody, empty out the cities, and getting us all driving Flintstones cars. That seems to be the objective, and it's very dangerous, actually, to human liberty and also to what we used to call prosperity, which is quickly diminishing and being dismantled by these people. So it's a wicked industrial elite, and I really like how it's happening nowadays. Anybody listed as being a fellow of WEF or on the Young Leaders, whatever, comes in for brutal criticism on social media these days, and so people are clamoring, to get off the list. I think that's all a really good sign. I mean, we have to push back against the Great Reset, or else, I don't know how else to put it, but we're doomed.
And you say it so cheerfully too, like, oh, we're doomed. Okay, show's over, I guess.